Happy Sunday, everyone. How are you doing? It's Sunday, so I thought we would do something light and interesting and hopefully fun. So, we're going to be talking about spiritual gifts. Now, obviously, in this audio, we're going to be talking about what majority of us consider spiritual gifts, but I definitely want to start by saying that spiritual gifts are not only abilities, psychic abilities, and doing the tarot, doing spell work, Reiki, all sorts of things that we could put in that box. I want to emphasize that, in my opinion, spiritual gifts are something that majority of the people will have, and basically any type of career, job, or hobby that in some way helps others, in my opinion, is a spiritual gift. Because as you guys know, we are all energies. Everything is energy. We are energies. We feel each other energies. We can heal each other energies. We don't need to be spiritual healers professionally to necessarily do that. We can help each other so much. So, like, guys, I think that teachers, doctors, psychologists. There are so many professions that I would say are spiritual workers. Um, Also, like the lady at the nail salon can be one as well, because if she really puts in the effort to make every client happy with their nails, that rises their vibration, that does help them energetically. That's also spiritual work. So I definitely want to say that it's all around us, and we should not be, again, just speaking about it in a certain sense of having psychic abilities. So you don't have to have psychic abilities to heal somebody, to help somebody, to make somebody's day, to lift up somebody's vibration. You just need to be there, and I think that's very important. We are all special, we are all the same. We shouldn't make any differences. But if we're going to be talking exactly about what we consider under that term, there are a few things that I want to mention here. First of all, if you're interested, if you have any spiritual gifts, or how to use them or what they are, because we are all very different. There are all kinds of spiritual gifts. Some people are more gifted for this or that. Some people can work with clients, some can't. It's a bunch of things that are going to be different. You could get the natal chart reading, the astrology reading, as we call it, or the tarot reading, even if you don't know your time of birth, that will be very helpful as well. But having said that, in this audio, we're going to be speaking about some things around that. So, the first thing I want to say is that psychic abilities come in different forms, and there is no way we can define them fully, and we can like speak about them as this is how they happen, this is how it works, because it will definitely depend on a bunch of things, and everybody will kind of channel it differently, and it will depend on a lot as well as the abilities itself. It will depend on the person that has them, and their mindset and their background, and their ethnicity, their religious views. So many things will come to play. Also, how somebody will practice will also be strongly influenced probably by just their background. And this is why I think that we have a lot of people in the spiritual communities that I don't think are right, because they tend to say that you're just supposed to do things one way, or there's certain rules to a certain spell, or a ritual or whatever. But the truth is that the actual magic is in the person performing it. It's not about materials, it's not about ingredients, and those will be important because that person will channel things through them. So that person needs to resonate with them. If it doesn't need to resonate with somebody else, and they are made up rules because all of them are obviously made up by somebody. But the real magic is obviously the energy work. So the real magic is inside of a person. So keep that in mind always. And it's kind of like what I always tell you with religions, there is no right or wrong there. It all comes down to the same belief, just it's different because of different cultures and different eras and different things when it was, created. But they're all the same, and there's no right or wrong, but just people practice it in different ways. And that's it. And there is no need to judge anybody or to feel offended by anyone's views. It depends on a person's mindset, it depends on a person's past, it depends on the culture, and a million other things will determine that. So, having said all of that, what else I think is important to mention when we talk about spiritual gifts? I think that it's important to say that it will not necessarily develop early on for everyone. So everything's going to be very individual. Some people will just everybody's, by the way, born with it. But for some people, it will feel like they're literally born with it. They will grow up with it. So it will naturally develop as in their childhood, and it will be a natural thing for them. That's how it happened for me, for example. And, child will just spontaneously start doing it, whatever, the spiritual gift is. We are now talking in general, right? So it will just be something that you grew up with and something that was always natural and felt really natural. But then for some people, there will be a certain point in their life when it will suddenly happen. So some people have that natural progressive development. They just have they just ease in it, right? It just happens and it's normal for them, and they're not even thinking about this is something different because this is normal for them. And then for some people, they will live just an ordinary life up until one point when a karmic event or a karmic person or something will activate their gift. So, and that's, how it's meant to happen for them. That it's supposed to happen that way. So when those gifts get activated, it will be all of a sudden because they did not know they did not even have, well, literally they did, but they did not know they had them up until that point. So it will just be sudden and it can be very confusing, and people will not know what's happening all of a sudden, and they may think that something's wrong with them, and they may get scared of it. So I think that in the first case where it develops naturally, as when you are a child, it is not as scary, but it can be really scary if it happens suddenly. So there are different ways that this can happen, obviously, and that it gets activated. And like I said, there are different forms. Some people are meant to, have it as a hobby. Some people just have interest in it, but they're not actually, performing it. Some people's life mission is performing it. It really, really depends, guys, on so many things. But I guess the point of this audio is that everybody is gifted. Spiritual gifts are not just spells and readings and predicting things. I think that the greatest spiritual gift and what is behind predicting and readings and spells is helping others on their journey. And you can do that in so many other ways as well, and give beautiful gifts to others. And that's that's the meaning of life, discovering who you are, why you are here, and definitely helping other souls, because that's what we're supposed to do. We are all one, and we're supposed to be kind and supportive. And the more you practice it, I think that the more things are going to start making sense. And I I strongly always want to emphasize that everybody everybody is a healer, you know, just in a different way and through different things. But that's basically how I would define them. I would not put them in a box. And in this audio, I did not want to necessarily talk about actual psychic abilities. We do have some audios on that if you're interested in, and you can listen to those, or you can check yours. But I definitely want to say that everybody can heal people in some way, and every type of career is important. It's all very much needed, but when it comes to specific energy work in terms of like psychic abilities, it can be very, difficult. It can be, it can feel like a burden sometimes. It can feel like a blessing and a curse, and it has a lot of, obviously it has a lot of difficulties, and that is obviously meant to grow and learn from, and that's why it is how it is. So once you fully embrace it, you can understand that. But a lot of people try to ignore it, run away from it, because of the difficult side of it. So I hope this was helpful. I know that it's maybe not the answer you were hoping for, but I strongly believe that everybody has the ability to heal, to help, to raise vibration of others, and yeah, I think that a lot of people are doing it on a daily basis. Uh, at their workplace, and they're not even aware of it. So start looking at your job like that, and maybe it will be easier to get up early in the morning, and maybe your mood will be just like better doing your job. And anyways, I think it's a good pep talk for Monday, right? Anyways, guys, love you and have a great week. Let's set the attention that the new week is gonna be beautiful for everyone, full of blessings. Thank you for listening.